Good evening, everybody. I'm hoping you are enjoying this lovely October. And we're back again with another terrifying toy. And this time, I'm going to take a look at the 1998 Full Moon Toys Legends of Horror Radu from Subspecies. And of course, at the end, as I've been doing this month, I will be giving a recommendation of a movie. And you can probably tie it into this, maybe. Radu is definitely an older figure now. I doubt his articulation's all that great, but he is one of my favorite vampires. And definitely not a Twilight kind of vampire. He's got the Bloodstone, one of those little blood demons with him. And you can see he's in the package here. A little picture up in the corner. And on the back, have image at the top of him, Radu and Shrieker, and then they also have some coming soon: Castle Freak, Mephisto, Decapitron, Cyclops, Blade, Blood Dolls. You can also get some of the Puppet Master figures, which I haven't ever bothered tracking down yet. Shows a scene from Subspecies 3, which is some of my favorite stuff because the Bloodstone allows the vampire to feast without having to actually feast on anybody, so it's a never-ending supply of blood, and eventually Radu gets so full that he just constantly has blood running out of his mouth through the whole movie, and he can't talk very well because of it, and it's hilarious. But anyway, give me a second here, and let's see what it says. Action features: Bloodstone accessory fits in his hand, real cloth coat, and rooted hair. Radu is fully posable wrists. Both Radu and the Subspecies minion fit into the highly detailed display base. Yeah, interesting. Full Moon Entertainment was one of those companies that popped up during the heyday of the 80s and 90s VHS. And they did a lot of low-budget movies, lots of cool horror movies, and they were pretty much a big mainstay of that time period. I would always go and pick up a Full Moon movie whenever I could find them, and they're usually not disappointing. Anyway, enough rambling on here. Let me get this opened up and we'll take a closer look. Here we have Radu out of his package, and thankfully they did give us this highly detailed display base, because otherwise he ain't standing up. But he's shedding like crazy at the moment, but every time I touch him, a piece of cloth falls off. So that's not a good sign. He does have this cloth good cape, and he does have the rooted hair, as the box mentions. Get him off of this highly detailed base here and bring him in for a closer look so we can look at that lovely face. Not a bad likeness. It captures it pretty good. I don't know why his eyes are looking off. One's looking like up and one's looking off to the side. He looks a little lost. You can see his fangs in there, and as you can see, it does have as it touts the rooted hair. Underneath there is some detail. His neck doesn't match his face color. And then he has not a whole lot else going on. One of my favorite things, though, about the character in the movie is definitely his extremely long fingers that he had, kind of reminiscent of Nosferatu. And he does have some shoulder articulation. And he does have a little bit of elbow articulation in here. Except for it's bent, so it's hard to get that off. I ain't gonna worry about it. And it does swivel at the wrist as one of the main features on the box. And he does have some hip cuts. That's about it. A little bit of paint on his shoelaces. And then this is the super detailed base that they talk about. 1998 Full Moon Toys from out of China. It's got a circle peg for one foot and a square peg for the other one, in case you can't figure out which way he stands. And you just kind of plop him on there and he stands up. And then we have here his little subspecies demon creature. Nice detail on him. They were shot with the stop motion clay techniques in the movie, which I loved. And they were kind of blue, maybe blue or green screened in some of the scenes, and they looked a little silly. But like I said, they were low budget movie makers, and they put a lot of effort into what they did, though. And he does have a little bit of articulation at his shoulders, and he's got this cute little piggy tail going on right there. Come back. He kind of looks like a skinned, cooked piggy. Anyway, he also supposedly fits on this here magically perfect display base. If we see if his feet go in, looks like it's a little too far away for both feet to fit. This pig seemed bigger than the hole in his foot, but he's on there. So we got his little buddy, and then probably what is one of the cooler little things, even though it looks like it's gummy candy and I kind of want to chew on it, is the bloodstone from the movie. See, it's this translucent plastic with the little base, and it's got some blood on the top to make it look like it's full. So that's a cool little collector's piece. I like that, and it should fit into his hand, it says. Very loosely, but there it is. Well, okay, all of his action features work. He does have wrist swivel, the ability to hold the bloodstone, and a stand to stand on. So, 1998, he's a pretty good representation of the kind of things that they had back then. They weren't overly excessive, weren't overly detailed. It is a slightly corny movie in some places, especially when his mummy mother gets involved. But anyway, so if you haven't guessed yet, I'm going to recommend the Subspecies movies. This one has all 5 movies in one set, which is Subspecies, which is about 3 young students studying in folklore in Transylvania, covering an ancient clan of vampires ruled by a sadistic, monstrous Radu who becomes obsessed with making them his fledglings. Subspecies 2, Radu's fledgling Michelle flees from his castle with the holy relic, the Bloodstone, and struggles with her emerging bloodlust while hiding in the basement of a theater in Bucharest, waiting for her sister to arrive from the U.S. to help her. Subspecies 3, which is where Radu became a little bit more of an interesting character, kidnaps Michelle back to the castle and shares with his sorceress mother and teaches her to master her vampire power, sacrificing everything in his obsession for her while Michelle's sister mounts an arm assault on his stronghold. Subspecies 4 was Bloodstorm. The vampire Radu returns to Bucharest in pursuit of his headstrong fledgling Michelle. He reclaims his underground stronghold from Ash, a powerful vampire who mingles with the world of the mortals while he devises a way into a secret clinic where Michelle is being held by the evil Dr. Nicolusu. I haven't watched these last 2 in a long time. And then there was the Vampire Journals, which isn't really it's about a 19th century vampire and his quest to destroy the vampires of his bloodline comes to modern day Bucharest to battle the vampire master Ash, the music lover, using his pawn, the innocent soul of a beautiful concert pianist. But that one is kind of like an offshoot of the other 4 movies in the series. So if you haven't ever seen these, they're definitely worth watching. They're kind of fun. You have to watch them with that understanding, though, that they are low budget, kind of cheesy. But Radu is definitely one of my favorite vampires. And they pull off some pretty cool effects in this series. So if you like these at all, or if you've happen to check out any of the other movies I've recommended so far, let me know down in the comments. Who's your favorite vampire? Is it back from Nosferatu? Is it the glittery little vampire guys from Twilight? Or are you more of a Bela Lugosi kind of guy? Let me know. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. And subscribe for more. If you dare. just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video. And if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that'll be over here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.